Hey guys, as Season 12 of The Curse of Oak Island barrels toward its highly anticipated finale, Episode 23, titled Family Ties, promises a tantalizing fusion of ancient mystery, generational intrigue, and perhaps the most emotionally resonant revelation yet premiering on May 6, 2025. This episode is poised to be a game-changer, both in terms of physical discovery and the deeper, more elusive history surrounding the island's secrets. Fans of the show know that Oak Island isn't just about buried treasure. It's about a centuries-long puzzle wrapped in secrecy clues and global connections. And now, in Family Ties, the investigation takes an unexpected and electrifying turn. The discovery of a family bloodline linking the enigmatic Knights of Malta directly to Oak Island. Combine that with the team's feverish preparations for the final, deepest dig of the season at the Money Pit, and we're witnessing the convergence of history, legend, and personal legacy in a way that's never been seen before on the show. After a season full of tantalizing clues from ancient tools and mysterious tunnels to buttons possibly dating back to the 1600s, the Fellowship of the Dig is preparing to go deeper than ever before, literally. Episode 23 showcases the team racing against time, logistical hurdles, and whether to stage what may be the final and deepest excavation ever attempted in the Money Pit. This is not just another hole in the ground. It's the culmination of over a decade of painstaking effort, thousands of hours of research and technology, assisted exploration. Everything from sonar scans to dendrochronology to artifact dating has pointed to a concentrated area. Now, with hopes high and the end of the season looming, the team is ready to dig where it counts most. There's an air of finality, of climax, if there is a central chamber, if there is a treasure, monetary or otherwise. This is the moment when it could finally be revealed. But even if gold remains elusive, what they may uncover could be of far greater historical value. Meanwhile, across the Atlantic and Malta, parallel narrative unfolds, one that's drenched in mystery and spiritual significance. The team is granted access to what is described as the oldest prison in Malta, a location rich in cryptic symbolism. It's here that one of the show's most compelling revelations emerges: the appearance of a four-dot cross, a symbol believed to denote the presence of holy relics. This symbol alone is enough to pique the interest of symbologists, historians, and conspiracy theorists alike. Why does this matter? Because the Knights of Malta, a militarized religious order with ties to the Crusades and legendary secrecy, are no strangers to sacred relics or coded markings. For the first time, we're seeing tangible spatial and symbolic links between their known strongholds and the artifacts uncovered on Oak Island. It's a bridge between continents, between centuries, and perhaps most provocatively between bloodlines. What would a connection between Oak Island and the Knights of Malta truly mean? It's not just about speculation or the idea that some rogue knights hid treasure in Nova Scotia. This episode teases something far more personal: a genetic link, a family bloodline that stretches across time and space, tying the medieval order directly to Oak Island. Yes, you read that correctly. Episode 23 introduces the notion that someone connected to the island, possibly even involved in its modern search, descends from a lineage that has known about and perhaps protected the island's secrets for generations. This isn't just history anymore. It's heritage. It's a mind-bending proposition that raises countless questions. Who in the Fellowship is connected to this bloodline? What is the story of that lineage? Were these secrets passed down intentionally or lost through time only to resurface now? And perhaps most importantly, could this familial connection be the reason why the mystery of Oak Island is finally beginning to unravel? Back on the island, the mood is urgent and electrified. One moment in the teaser stands out as particularly cinematic: the discovery of a marked boulder that matches an ancient map. As the crew exhumes it with excitement, one member exclaims, "Come on, baby. Let's find a treasure." It's a statement born of hope, adrenaline, and a belief that something game-changing lies just ahead. Shortly after, something is uncovered, very ornate. One team member notes, "I wasn't expecting that." Could this be another artifact tied to the Knights of Malta, or something even older? Perhaps it's the long-rumored religious relic that many believe is buried on Oak Island, something with implications not just for archaeology but for theology and global history. Whatever it is, this moment underscores what's at stake. Every discovery could be the discovery. In this time, that might not be wishful thinking. The theme of duality. 2 islands, 2 teams. One mystery has never been stronger. As Rick Lagina and a contingent of the team explore Malta's medieval underworld, they're finding that the echoes of Oak Island aren't confined to Nova Scotia secret tunnels. Sacred symbols and sophisticated architecture all point to a level of knowledge and organization consistent with the kind of operations theorized to have created Oak Island's legendary booby traps and subterranean systems. The question looming now is whether the final dig in the money pit will reflect or even mirror the architecture seen in Malta. If that happens, it would offer more than historical coincidence. It would be proof of a coordinated international effort to conceal something on Oak Island. After 12 seasons of digging, theorizing, and globe-trotting, Episode 23 feels like a fulcrum, a point at which the weight of the show's entire legacy may tip toward resolution. The combination of physical excavation at its deepest level and the uncovering of a symbolic, familial, and perhaps even spiritual connection to the Knights of Malta is almost too compelling to believe. And yet the curse of Oak Island has always walked the line between skepticism and wonder. Could Family Ties be the episode that finally proves the island's secrets were guarded by generations who knew more than they let on? Could the ace for now that follows it finally unveil the truth that's remained hidden for over 200 years? One thing is certain. The Curse of Oak Island is no longer just a search for treasure. It's a quest for identity, for truth, and for legacy. The concept of a bloodline connection isn't just a historical curiosity. It transforms the entire framework of the Oak Island investigation. For years, the team has chased down artifacts, dug countless shafts, and followed leads that span continents. But with this revelation, we enter a new domain: genealogy. If someone today can trace their lineage directly to the Knights of Malta, and that lineage intersects with Oak Island, we're no longer dealing with anonymous ancient builders. We're dealing with real identifiable people whose ancestors may have had a purpose and plan for what they left behind. This changes the motivation behind the mystery. Rather than imagining pirate gold buried in haste or Templar relics hidden out of desperation, we begin to consider the possibility of a multi-generational, perhaps even institutionalized effort to protect something important, something not meant to be found easily. A mission passed from one era to another safeguarded through blood and silence, that makes the dig not just an archaeological excavation, but a potential unsealing of a centuries-old covenant. There's also a symbolic weight to the Knights of Malta being involved. This wasn't just a group of military men. It was a sacred brotherhood that took vows of loyalty and service. If they were responsible for the money pit's construction, or even just its safeguarding, then it's entirely plausible that what lies beneath isn't just treasure in the material sense. It could be religious relics, lost knowledge, or political secrets powerful enough to shift historical narratives. The possibility is both thrilling and sobering. On the ground in Oak Island, this adds gravity to every artifact found. That ornate object uncovered near the marked boulder. It's no longer just a curiosity. It could be part of a long-lost ritual or a clue that completes a map designed hundreds of years ago. Even the buttons and shards of pottery take on new meaning in light of this episode's revelations. Suddenly, they're not just remnants. They're fingerprints from a forgotten chapter of Western history. And then, there's the symbolism. The 4-dot cross found in Malta may appear simple at first glance, but for those who understand medieval iconography, it speaks volumes that mark, if truly denoting the presence of holy relics, would have been known only to the initiated. To find it in the oldest prison in Malta is evocative, but to link it through artifacts, maps, and possibly even DNA to Oak Island, that's nothing short of extraordinary. It's like finding matching signatures in 2 separate books written centuries and oceans apart. As the team prepares for the final dig, they're not just engineers and treasure hunters anymore. They're stewards of something bigger than themselves. Episode 23 reframes the final excavation, not as a hunt for riches, but as a quest for truth. The timing couldn't be more dramatic. The deeper they go, the closer they get. Not just a physical treasure, but to unlocking a story hidden beneath layers of stone secrecy and time. And in that way, the Curse of Oak Island remains exactly what it has always promised to be, a search for answers that transcends gold. With Episode 23, we're reminded that the most valuable discoveries are often the ones that redefine what we thought we knew. And now, standing at the crossroads of history and heritage, the team and all of us watching are closer than ever to